With 2020 in the books, the PGF is gearing up to bring another action-packed season of high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This season, we welcome back the bad guy Elijah Carlton, the undefeated Season 1 champion. Standing in his way of PGF gold is the 225-pound champion Sam Barbosa, who laid claim to the title in 2020. Meanwhile, lurking in the shadows is a highly anticipated challenger. Hunter Colvin will attempt to etch his name in the PGF history books. Will the bad guy remain undefeated in Season 2? Will the nice guy continue to reign supreme at 225 pounds? Or will Hunter Colvin rise from the shadows to reveal a new contender?
There it is.
It all goes down.
I've been doing this for life, you know what I'm saying?
Free on YouTube. This is the PGF.
Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios, high-quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations, security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
You got me feeling lately like a new world has begun. There's a fire so deep in my soul, it's rising with the sun. I'm taking the future and I'm leaving the past. There's a sign on the road, let's travel. It's saying don't look back. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. Nothing but the horizon is standing in my way. Some people like to dream of tomorrow, but I'ma give it all today. Feel the wind in my lungs, the freedom on my tongue. My visions are becoming clear. Some people call it luck, I call it waking up. I'm only going up from here. It's a brand new day. A brand new day. It's a brand new day.
Welcome to week 4 of the PGF. Last week we saw the best week of matches in PGF history. I cannot wait to see what unfolds tonight. We're starting off with Jake Elkins versus Stephen Aiken, and Jake Elkins is going to play a big part in this week. I mean, we're going to really find out who the best wrestler is, and I want to start by asking Joe, what do you expect when you see Dump Truck Randy versus Jake Elkins?
Man, I expect we're going to get a wrestle-off. Good old-fashioned wrestle-off. I feel like for the first maybe 2 minutes, if it goes that long, we're going to have just who's the better wrestler. But I think Jake is ultimately going to end up on top. He has more of a threat when it comes to submission, so I think ultimately he's going to get it done with the submission. Question is, what kind of submission? Jake has been favoring that front head chokes, mostly Darces, so I expect him to finish with the Darce probably midway through the match.
Ooh, I'll say an arm triangle.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling.
And really last week we saw a star born. Evan Stapler came out and just crushed it. He beat 2 very, very high-level brown belts. He's become this season's Matt Anderson, and there's so many people that are following his story now and want to know more about him. He's got a tough opening match tonight in one of the leaders and the current champion, Sam Barboza. How do you guys think Evan does in that match against Sam? Can he carry that momentum? He's 3 wins in a row. He's on a 3-win streak. Can he make it 4?
Sorry, Evan. I'm going to have to go with Sam on this one. I think Sam's going to take us back.
Unfortunately, this is where the Evan train stops for me. I just feel like, there's a price to pay for being on top, and that's now you have a target on your back. He had a really great showing last week, but now he's got everybody's attention. So let's see how he deals with that kind of pressure. It's going to be a rough day for Evan, but I think you're going to really see Evan's determination, and he's going to put his defense on display. Evan has really good defense, so I pray for the young man.
But looking at the top 8, if we just do a quick recap, and we've got the bad guy sitting where he thought he was going to be sitting all along in the top spot after 5 matches. Elijah's in at 32 points, and Hunter Colvin is in at 30, and those team points are really making a huge difference. And the red team has won 3 blocks, while the blue team has won 2. Joe, do you see that playing a huge factor by the end of the season?
Oh, yeah. I really like this new format because even if you're not doing so hot, your team can carry you, and vice versa. You could be doing great, and your team is just not picking up their slack. So some people are not getting the points that they deserve, and some people are receiving a lot of points and have really not done much.
So in third place, we have Jake Elkins at 29 points. And I want to ask you this question, Lindsay. Will Jake Elkins finish the night tonight? He's got 2 matches. He's 3 points behind the leader, 1 point behind Hunter. Is Jake a threat to finish in that top spot?
Okay, I think that Jake can put away Randy, probably. I think that he's probably going to choke Randy. I don't know if he's going to be able to get the extra point, but I think that he can choke Randy. I don't know that he can put away Steven. And so that's one of the exciting matches that I'm looking forward to, the very first match, Jake Elkins versus Steven Aiken. So I'm not super. I'm thinking that's probably going to be more of a draw. I don't know. I'm so excited though. But yeah, I definitely think that he can get. I think he can get 6.
In fourth, we've got Sam Barboza, and Sam was tied with his teammate Hunter Colvin at the end, prior to week 3. But a couple of unfortunate matches for him, and he's still stuck at 21. Joe, what do you want to see from Sam tonight? I mean, he's got 2 matches. His first match is against that rising star, Evan Stapler. Where would you like to see, how would you like to see Sam's game adjust from last week?
I mean, this is a good opportunity for Sam to capitalize on the fact that he can get some extra points here. He made a few mistakes previous weeks of just the pacing. So I'm going to need him to improve his sense of urgency. I need him to come out of the bat trying to get every point that he can score as fast as possible. This is also a good practice so that for the future blocks, he can have an understanding of the pace because he knows he can score on these people and fast, but, he needs to just get out of that lackadaisical, look at that word.
There you go. Good one.
Lackadaisical, demeanor and really pick it up from slap bump.
Hey, Jiu-Jitsu fans, get ready for an action-packed season of Jiu-Jitsu with the PGF. We're teaming up with Fantasizer. Just download the free app and pick your favorite grapplers for your chance to win $1,000. No strings attached. Put down the remote and take out your phone. Download the app and contend to win $1,000. Jiu-Jitsu fans, it is time. 6-minute sub-only matches where every second counts. Are you ready to play? Go to pgfhome.com to learn more. This is the Professional Grappling Federation. Game on.
Okay, first match of the night, we got Judo Justin Williams versus Kimoy, the brown belt out of Team Planet El Paso. And it's been a rough run for Judo Justin. And you talk about Kimoy making a run, it's got to start with this match. He needs 6 points, and obviously 7 would be preferable. Joe, what are you looking for in this match?
I'm looking for Justin to just switch up his game plan, but Kimoy I think is going to be the same. He's not going to change anything. He's going to come with the same kind of pressure. Justin's been dealing with this pressure pretty much every week, so he doesn't look like he's mentally given up yet, but he's going to need to make some adjustments. We got about 40 seconds left of extra points. Kimoy does a really good ankle pick.
Yeah, that was a nice snap down to ankle pick right there. And definitely you got to think there's a huge strength and athleticism advantage going to Kimoy in this match. Kimoy's looked great when he's been on top. I haven't been as impressed when Kimoy's on bottom, but when he gets on top, he's a handful.
Yes. Oh, Judo Justin trying some foot sweeps. Kimoy wrapping up that Russian tie.
We haven't seen very many Russian ties in the PGF so far. But, man, we've seen some awesome wrestling, and tonight, man, I cannot wait for that Dump Trunk Randy match versus Jake Elkins.
Yeah, Justin is just not giving up bottom. He's been at the bottom every week, and he's sick and tired of it. And as I say that, Kimoy does a beautiful single leg.
That was the announcer's curse right there.
Yeah. Sorry, Justin.
And Lockdown, we've seen this from both of the I mean, they're not Triad products because they both just started training at Triad. But we've seen the Lockdown be utilized by Judo Justin in all of his matches, and it has helped him, at least stop the onslaught, but he's not doing a good job of winning the underhooks and whipping. And without the whips, without a strong whip game, the Lockdown's just useless.
All right, you're just static.
Mm-hmm. You're really just holding the guy on top of you, and you're kind of just hoping to survive.
Boy, cross-facing real tough.
And I think almost every submission that Judo Justin has been put in and he's had to survive has been this arm triangle. And so here we go again in a very familiar position.
Kimoy using that underhook to knee slice, or attempting. Kimoy might take this to go, use this opportunity to take mount, and he does.
Looking for that arm triangle.
Justin is now panicking. He needs to get that grapevine off.
Yeah, Justin's just a little. He's not moving his hips, and when he's flat back right there, it's really allowing his opponents to win those underhooks and cross faces, and he's really having to survive a lot of punishment in his matches.
All right, I got a question for you guys. So if your hand is in, like Justin's hand was protecting his neck, his right hand, would you still go for the arm triangle if he still had that hand in?
I mean, it comes down to what Kimoy is trying to do here. It looks like he's just hell-bent on this arm triangle. I don't think he sees anything else.
I think we'll see him in a second, though. He really likes that mounted triangle. I wouldn't be shocked to see him look to switch up to some type of mounted triangle. And the matches I've seen Kimoy have prior to the PGF, he really, really has a nice triangle, and he's got some really cool setups.
Justin's making some little bit of space.
But yeah, if he's going to go for that mounted triangle, he needs a higher mount. He needs to get his knees up underneath those elbows.
Justin's wasting a lot of energy. Every one of those oompas is just taking huge chunks of his cardio.
And this is a really big match though for the blue team. For Hunter and Sam and the other guys on their team, because they need Kimoy to get a finish here. They've lost 3 blocks so far, and this is one I think that they're expecting, Kimoy, their teammate, to get some good points here. So it'll be interesting to see, and you'd probably be a little bit upset if you're one of the top guys and this match ends in a draw.
Yeah.
Justin goes turtle. uses it to get out.
Justin's doing a good job controlling his elbows or getting his elbows back into a defensive position.
Well, Justin's in purely survival mode, and it
Right.
can be really tough to
boy.
open a dude up when the arms aren't moving and they're not trying to escape.
Boy had a neon belly triangle backstep attempt that was really nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got some crazy, like, triangle attempts.
Looking for that south choke.
Yeah.
Got about a minute 15 left on the clock. Kamoy is now panicking. He needs to get some kind of submission.
That's the issue with the mount, and we've seen again a lot of people have success with Justin from the mount position. But man, it can take a lot of time. He's going for this.
There's that head and arm.
Oh, that was a good switch.
And a tap.
That was a good switch. It was like he was going to go for the chest compression and then switched it.
Ironically, into
Really
judo's
nice.
side mount. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, I could see
Judo
Kamoy
Justin.
getting frustrated that that it wasn't working out. I'm glad he switched up.
It was against a teammate. I'm not happy about that. I feel like that guy, he's not really here to be competitive. I feel like he just one of them guys I just here to have fun, and he just ready to give up whatever. So I didn't feel like that was a well-earned victory. It was a victory. I got the win. It was a sub, points on the board. But for me as a top competitor, I don't feel satisfied with that. I didn't feel like I earned it. I didn't feel like I went out there and I murdered somebody.
We got to the ground there again. Yeah, very, very strong pressure. Good at maintaining control over my hips, especially. There again, just really straightforward pressure that really just kills me.
So with that choke, Kamoy has 6 points added to his total. So he now has a total of 8. And the blue team will now have 6 for this block, and the red team has 0.
So, first match of the night for Dump Truck Randy, and he's going against the Triad product, Grayson Webster. I mean, I love family lineages in martial arts, and I think the Webster story is just so cool. I would love to just even see like a 30-minute to an hour little YouTube video on their family story. But this is an interesting match, and we've seen Grayson have a really good Kimura, hip bump to Kimura finish, and I think this match is going to be a lot closer than people think.
Randy wins the battle on the feet, gets a nice little takedown.
Yeah, I would like to see Grayson really needs to get some type of clinching guard. You do not want Randy using that athleticism and using his movement to just kind of pass and do kind of whatever he wants. He really needs to get him in some type of closed guard situation. I think that's where he's got the best chance.
Grayson in half guard.
Nice, good. Grayson's, man, he's really starting to relax, and he's starting to show much, much better jiu-jitsu. I really am pleased with how what I'm seeing in this match already.
No extra points.
Yeah, Randy needs to get back on the ground as soon as possible. And that's what's tough, especially if you got opponents that are gonna like play guard and then come standing. I mean, that's 30 seconds right there wasted.
Grayson with an omoplata attempt.
And this is another blue versus blue matchup. And again, those top guys are just praying for one of these guys to get submitted. They don't care which one it is. They just want to see somebody tap. Nice. I love using front headlock attacks to pass the guard and to threaten submissions as you pass. Really nice job by Randy right here. He needs to stay heavy.
Grayson has a lockdown, trying to keep that pass from happening, but it exposes his head.
And Randy really has a good bite on the neck, but I want to see him pass, and he's trying to turn it into an arm in, and we know he likes the anaconda, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe switch off to some type of arm in choke right here.
And he slices, and he's past the guard.
Randy, man, just cool as a cucumber. And Grayson's starting to breathe much harder.
Randy jumps to the mount.
Nice.
Grayson's starting to panic a little bit. Tries to oompa.
Ooh, needs that arm right there.
Nice job by Randy. Staying on top, looking to win the underhook battle.
Heavy breathing by Grayson.
Oh, it looks like he's looking for a little punch choke, a little Ezekiel action maybe. Back in that lockdown.
Yeah, these lockdowns are being used mostly as like desperate holding situations, and if you don't have an offensive lockdown, you're basically using it as a frame.
Yeah, but we've heard Grayson say, like, I mean, part of his goal, though, is to go out here and just show good defense. And he wants to ruin some people's nights. And it can be really tough as a competitor when you're going against somebody that's got that mindset. And now that these guys have had multiple matches, they kind of know where they stand, you know? And Grayson realizes that, you know, it's going to be tough for him to get, like, these guys are all really, really good. And so he's going to be taking some moral victories from, you know, stalling out dudes or showing good defense.
Well, I think that's what you got to do as a blue belt in the PGF. I mean, take what lessons you can get, you know, small little victories.
But that's not how you make a name for yourself.
No, but
I would rather see a guy go out there and, like, get tapped in a minute in some of his matches, but then go out there and do what Evan did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Evan's had 2 matches where he got blown through, and then he had 3 matches where, you know, he really made a name for himself. And you only make a name for yourself by going for it.
That's true.
Randy's attacks are very limited. He has to wait for his few attacks that he knows. That's the problem of being a little newer in jiu-jitsu.
It is, man, and it's tough, especially, again, when the guy's not really opening up.
Right, and you have to, you feel like you have to force it because that's the move that you know.
At least he's being patient and not trying to crank through submissions. He's waiting just for the right moment. Look, he gets the back, flattens him out. Perfect time now. He's got plenty of time. Start peeling that head up. And he looks like he's going to get this rear naked as long as he holds his position. Grayson turns there.
Yeah, Randy should have been much more aggressive there. He was way too nice in that position. Looking to switch to a gift wrap, though. But, man, I mean, when you got to do belly down like that, you've got to be raking the nose. You've got to be doing everything you can to get that arm into the neck, especially in a competition setting where, hey, at the end of this, if it's a draw, it's the same as a loss.
Yep. Got about 1 minute and 5 seconds left for Randy to get a submission and for Grayson to get out of bottom and attempt a submission.
Oh, he's looking for this punch choke. I guess it's more of a
Nogi Ezekiel?
Yeah, a little bit more. That arm's a little bit deeper.
That's not a good idea, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had that opportunity with that rear naked choke and just missed it.
He did. And that's one like a learning lesson for him. You know, like he shouldn't have passed that up. Ooh, a little high elbow guillotine though.
This might be the one. He's got plenty of time if he can just secure the position.
Yeah, I didn't like where his hips were for that, but that's a good attempt right there. And that was
sticking to it.
That was nice, man. That was really nice by Randy.
He got it. I think he's about to get it.
He's on that one side. He's not.
Yeah, this is where you crank the 15 seconds left.
You can see Grayson breathing really hard. That's one of the things, though, about those high elbows. If your hip position, like if the guy's pushing the hips off, it can be really tough to get that final squeeze on the finish.
Mm-hmm. Step over armbar attempt at the last second, and it's a draw, ladies and gentlemen.
Grayson, and I was kind of upset about not getting points there. I really thought that I was going to be able to pick up some points. I think I even locked up a Marcel team towards the very end. I just got a little greedy. I knew time was winding down, but I just kept chasing the choke. I should have switched to something else set. At the very last second, I think I switched to arm bar and tried to go slicer, but there was only a couple seconds left.
Thing, man, just I'm glad I stalled him out. You know, I wanted to, you know, I know he's a blue belt. I wanted to, you know, so at least as far as rank, we were kind of even there. I wanted to, you know, get the sub there, but I was just happy that I stalled him out, and you know, it's a draw. But ties like kissing your sister, but in this case, it's like a really hot stepsister. So yeah.
That draw gave both competitors 0 points added to their total for this block. Grayson has 6, Randy has 8, and so for the team totals for this block, red remains at 0, blue remains at 6.
Oh, so we have a little red-on-red action here. We've got the 233-year-olds. We've got Mega Mike Johnson versus Josh Gibbs. And, man, this is a tough match for Josh Gibbs. Definitely giving up some weight. And Mike Johnson's looked like an absolute beast.
This is a tough match for Mike, too, because this guy plays a lot of defense, Gibbs. Like, he doesn't want to tap.
Yeah, and we're going to see that more and more throughout the season as guys, they're starting to get moral victories from getting draws against guys. Like, they see how good a dude is, and they're happy with getting draws. But, I mean, Josh is coming out firing. I mean, he went in for a leg attempt, little K-guard attempt.
From a back defense.
Yeah. But this is where Mega Mike wants to be. He's almost setting. He's almost in that crossface position. He's looking to get that left arm deep. He needs to turn the chin, and then he's going to be in business to start setting up some aggressive passing.
20 seconds left for points, extra points.
Ooh, switching to a twister pass.
Josh doing a good job of framing.
Lindsay, that's something you're really good at, is really switching from cross-facing to twister passes and using those passes back and forth to get past the guard.
Well, thank you, Scaff. I do like overwrapping the head, though, like you were talking about earlier. That's a good option.
Yeah, I love this position.
Mike looking to use that butterfly to get his other leg free. See, he's too much on the ground. This is a good chance for Josh to get up.
Yeah, I think he sold out right there, even though he got the Kimura grip. I think he sold out. Ooh, that looks aggressive.
Oh, he called the tap quick.
That was aggressive.
Classic big man move. Kimura from side control.
That one, yeah, didn't go the way he wanted to. Obviously, I was hoping to try to stay up and wrestle a little more, tire him out, but he got to my, arm dragged me, got to my back pretty quick. And so then I decided I didn't want to get, elevated and taken down, so I rolled for a leg. Would have been cool if it worked. It didn't work. Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. He got on top, isolated my arm, and Kimura'd me pretty quickly. So had to tap out pretty quick to that one.
Yeah, I felt like I had the physical edge. I'm a good bit bigger than him, so my strategy was just kind of play my game and look for openings, and found the Kimura early, brought it home. So 2 good matches for sure. Starting to build some momentum. I feel like at this point, like people, they're starting to feel it a little bit. Their bodies are starting to feel bad. So even if I didn't squeak out the win in every single one, I've controlled every match. So I'm actually feeling pretty good.
That break gives Mike Johnson 3 points added to his total, so he now has 12. Joshua Gibbs has 0 added to his total. He is now at 9. That brings the red team to 3 points. The blue team remains at 6.
This is a big match right here for the red team. They've got 2 guys going against each other. We got the Squid Billy versus James Regina, and this is Zach. This is also Zach needs this match. He needs 6 points if he's going to make a run for the top 5, and he's capable of it. He has the talent to finish in that top 5, no doubt in my mind. But it's got to start with this match.
I see Zach has a little bit different energy right now.
I think so too.
Aggressive. Instantly pulls guard. He knows what he wants. Looking to elevate James Regina.
I wonder if Zach, the position he's put himself in, if he's now just kind of at the point, I'm just going to try and submit people with my game. I'm not worried about chokes anymore.
Looking for that bite. James Regina on an ankle lock attempt. Uses that to get free.
Yeah, James, though, no leg position. And so while he goes for the belly down, he had no leg position. Oh, really nice entry. And this is like watching Zach, this is Zach at his best. When he's entering in dynamic leg entries, he's getting the position, looking and hunting for those heel hooks.
James twisting, trying to get that knee line out. Zach grabbing the toes, trying to pull the knee line back in.
Well, that one's always scary to me. You just never know if somebody's going to get popped right there when they've got the toes and they're trying to
James is
hip
out
in.
Danger. And right back into a toe hold from Zach. Just nonstop action, guys. James Regina doing a great job of knee line awareness.
He is, man. He's doing a great job.
And he taps.
Ooh. Zach has an incredible toe hold game. Really nice work by Zach.
Much needed win.
come out. I'm a Bobby Emmons, this dude. I'm going to come up, collar tie, and just pull right into it and try and get it as fast as I could. That's what I did, and I was able to secure a toe hold on my last match against James.
Match 3 was against Zach. Super game opponent. Really good leg locker, obviously. Got out of a couple things. Pushed kind of the wrong way into something, but ended up getting me with the toe hold, so that was still really good. Just finding my groove out there, you know. It's I haven't competed in just jiu-jitsu in like over a year. So like in a long tournament or anything like this, so it's kind of weird finding that groove when I can't punch somebody in the face and smack them around a little bit, but it's good. So it's a good night still.
That toe hold gave Zach 3 points added to his total. That gives him 9. That adds 0 points to James Regina's total. He has 3. And so that is going to add 3 points to the red team. They now have a total of 6. And blue team remains at 6.
So, man, here we go. We've got the star of last week, Evan Stapler, going against the brown belt, the current champion, Sam Barboza. And Sam had a rough week last week. Didn't get any points, and he needs to take out this young up-and-comer. He needs to get the choke here if he's going to keep pace with our 2 leaders right now, Elijah and Hunter.
Minute for extra points. They really matter for this time.
I'm really interested in this match now,
I know,
you know?
I'm excited.
Like, yeah, this is like...
Evan jumps right into it. Oh, uses that as a foot sweep. Very aggressive off the bat for Evan. Trying to wrestle, but ends up on bottom.
Oh, a nice little knee to the head right there. Sam took a nice one. But he's on top, and this is where Sam's scary. Sam, when he pulls guard and when he ends up on bottom, he plays so relaxed. This is where Sam is a monster. Ooh, that's
right into a
tight. The darce is one of his favorite moves. He's in on that clinch right there. Gotta be wary of the darce.
Making his angle.
Sitting right into it.
And he's looking for that Japanese necktie.
I've been doing a good job of rolling around, but it's just a matter of time.
He's keeping his elbow.
His head's trapped.
Yeah, he's
Now
getting deep on that.
Missed extra points, but still on the choke.
Yeah, that's deep. He's going to pull guard. This is
He's
deep.
trapped.
He's going to get that. That's a tap.
There we go.
Mistakes, like silly mistakes, I could have gotten an extra point if I would have just like breathed and like focused on crunching his head instead of like shooting the arm through prematurely 3 or 4 times. It's just I feel myself growing every time I compete out here.
What would he finish me with? Darce choke.
Darce, yeah.
Yeah, man, I think he was going for like a guillotine. At first, I kept trying to like just get out, but it seemed like everything I did, it just kind of put me deeper slowly into submission. So
that darce gives Sam 6 points added to his total. He now has a total of 27, and Evan has 0 points added to his total. He now has a total of 19. So we add 6 points to the blue team. They now have 12, and red team remains at 6.
Ooh, so here we go. Kevin Primo, who is just known now. He's becoming known for just weird submissions. Last season, in season 1, he hit some wild ones with the chest compressions, the one-arm rear naked chokes, the crazy arm locks. And this season, I mean, last week we saw him come back from the dead. I mean, COVID really kind of ravaged his cardio, and he had 2 awesome performances, but he's going against a dude that looks world-class in Hunter Colvin.
Kevin immediately pulls guard, looks to elevate a little bit, but
you can't not
Hunter with
give
the knee
him.
slice.
It's the same thing with everybody.
Takes his back and is already deep into this back control.
Yeah.
Kevin can't be sloppy here.
Yeah, he's got good back defense, but we'll see what Hunter's going to do.
He does. Really, really nice movement right there. Yeah, but Kevin's so heavy. That's the thing about Kevin. He is so heavy when you're trying to take the back. And you see it, man. This honestly makes me feel really good about my attempts, back to take attempts on Kevin, because I know how heavy he is, like shockingly heavy when you're trying to take his back. You can just find the corner. It's almost like Kevin got a little smile right there. I've at least thwarted.
Almost out of the extra point.
This is a lot of invisible jiu-jitsu, man.
Inspired.
This is very cool.
Another chase.
Man, beautiful jiu-jitsu by Kevin. I know it doesn't look like much, but I'm very, very impressed, especially with the way we've seen Hunter just gobble dudes up. He takes their back and it's over. Kevin's just chilling.
Hunter's resisting that armbar. He knows that the back is where it's at. Kevin's almost giving up the armbar.
Right. Oh, well, he's going for it now. So it's time to exchange, you think, for a break?
No, I think he's trying to use that to get a triangle.
Kevin, though, what defense?
Okay, yeah, you're right, Joe.
Looking for the back triangle.
But is he going to finish with the arm, or is he going to finish with the choke?
He
exchanged it.
Oh, he had plenty of time, though. But with somebody like Kevin, he's just...
You gotta take what's there.
Maybe, yeah.
Gotta take. We saw him. He tried like 6 back takes, and none of them worked out.
So many chair sits, and somebody at Hunter's caliber, he probably analyzed like, this is gonna be rough if I don't.
Kevin, really strong, good back escapes too, and ended up having to finish that with the triangle armbar.
Yeah, he's good. In case y'all are wondering, that ain't no joke. That guy's good. It went. I was actually going to try the same thing. He came in. I was trying to elevate him. He put a lot of weight on my legs and everything. And I was like, man, heavier than what I thought he might be. But, man, he's got good control. High-level black belt. He competes with some of the best.
So that armbar gives Hunter 3 points added to his total. He now has 33 points. That adds 0 to Kevin's total. He has a total of 8. So the red team remains at 6. The blue team is now at 15.
So Elijah Carlton versus Matt Elkins, and we've seen Matt Elkins' knee injury. It's definitely a problem. He's having to sit guard, and you just don't want to have to sit guard against Elijah Carlton. We've got 2 red team members here. This is a big match, especially with what we just saw in the last match, and the blue team only picking up 3 points. So a choke's going to go a long way here for the red team.
The legs are low-hanging fruit, but the choke is what is on Elijah's mind right now.
Especially after seeing Hunter just get 3. I mean, a choke here really puts Elijah in the driver's seat. Ooh, nice hip switch attempt. And this is really cool, man. I think this is really going to help Matt Elkins' game grow, and that he's going to be forced to play guard the rest of the season. And so most of the time, right, his competition strategy is wrestle, wrestle, wrestle. Well, the rest of the season, we're going to be seeing how good Matt Elkins' guard is.
And immediately attempts a triangle attempt.
Nice inversion right there. Really nice work by Matt Elkins.
You can see that injury is keeping him from coming up a lot faster.
Well, and it's those outside pummels, man. He can't pummel that leg in. Like from right here, I'd be looking to swing that left leg around to the shoulder, but he can't do that.
Slice by Elijah Carlton.
Yeah, I mean, he's working with 75% of his body. Nice pressure right here.
Ooh, it's a weird angle.
Matt is just struggling with the forward momentum of Elijah.
Nice back take. And he's already in. He punches.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's deep.
Doesn't even need to connect his hands. He's got a gable grip.
And I like this position. He's using that right butterfly to add just a little bit more pressure. Really nice work by Matt. Elijah just needs to keep control of that wrist. Looking to set up the straight jacket.
Almost has his hand.
A little python action.
And he's deep on that neck. Looks like he's going to crush through the hands on that.
Yeah. Wow. Really nice work by Elijah. And Elijah, that was a huge win for him. Nice work by Elijah.
I think that this is the third time that I've grappled Elijah in competition, and this time I lasted longer than the first 2 combined. So I guess it's a step in the right direction, you know. But yeah, I still fucking hate to lose to any person ever. Is the bad guy Evan, or is the bad guy who's really the bad guy here? I don't know.
That RNC gives Elijah 6 points, so he now has a total of 38. That adds 0 points to Matt Elkins' total. He has 12. So for this block of points, the red team is at 12, the blue team is at 15.
So here we go. This is the match of the block. I think the one we're all the most excited about. We've got Jake Elkins representing the red team versus Stephen Aiken, the black belt out of Perry, Georgia. And both these guys looking to really make a statement here. I mean, Jake, with a choke, Jake moves into second place. He'll pass Hunter Colvin. And Stephen Aiken, I mean, he's right in there. So we'll see.
Both these boys I know want to win, so this is going to be fireworks.
These are big boys, man. Don't both these guys just look bigger? Like when you see these, you're like, is this still 225?
Same weight on paper.
Oh, this is not a good position for Steven. This is right in Jake's game. In this front headlock position.
Steven coming out of that 10 Planet camp, I bet he has some stuff in half guard.
Gotta watch out for that anaconda.
He's got the elbow.
Almost got that elbow trapped.
That's deep. Steven doing a good job. He's still alive. It pays to be thicker in these positions, too. It's harder to wrap your hands up.
Nice. Really nice half guard, quarter guard work.
Yeah, I think Steven's experience in that half guard got him out of that.
Yeah, nice, though. This is an interesting spot right here. And Jake's wrestling really allowed Steven. I mean, if that was just a jiu-jitsu guy, Steven's out, coming up on the back or with the sweep. But Jake, man, just gets that whizzer and then reattacks the head. Really nice work. And
Steven's about to put on a clinic of how to use a lockdown.
You're right, dude. This is definitely going to be the most professional lockdown.
Pay attention, everybody using
Opening it up with that butterfly hook, though.
Ooh, okay, maybe not.
Maybe not. Jake easily gets through that lockdown.
Yeah. Jake's got an underhook. And man, is he going to be looking for a chest compression here?
Yes, but he's exposing his back a little bit if Steven can time it correctly.
Nice. Oh, that's a deep guillotine.
That was a great entry.
But really nice job. And you see how Steven's keeping that arm open. That's saving him from all of those Darce and Anaconda attempts.
This is pretty.
Makes you wider and gives you good posture.
Man, really nice work by Steven. That's some high-level defense right there.
Yeah, I expect Steven's jiu-jitsu just experience, especially in no-gi format, to keep him alive.
But Jake is just a buzzsaw. I mean, it is non-stop. And what's he going for? He's going for your neck.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see how taxing it can be on his cardio. He looks like he's unfazed, though. He looks like he's going for another 6 minutes.
Well, he's just so comfortable on top, right? Like, I mean, you've got to get Jake flat on his back. And how many dudes in this tournament can do that?
Or keep him there. They might be able to get him there, but for how long?
Yes. Back in the lockdown.
Yeah, just that pressure. You can hear the heavy breathing. About 3 minutes, 20 seconds left of the match.
Well, I like that Kimura switch attempt right here. Still, you've got to respect the lockdown. As I say that, he lets it right out, and he's mounted.
Yeah. Jake did a great job of using that Kimura to scare that lockdown open.
Man, Jake looks incredible.
Yep, using neck cranks to get monoplata attempts.
Gotta look out for that triangle. He's looking to push that hand down, possibly shoot a triangle attempt.
Steven doing a good job of framing on Jake's hip, but that wrist control is going to kill him.
Jake's got a good triangle, man.
It looks like it. Looks like he's already getting deeper and deeper into it. Steven hooks the leg. That might be his way out.
Steven does just enough to get that leg.
I think he's safe as long as that leg stays there. He needs to watch that armbar, though.
That frame is really safe.
Oh, that leg is out. Leg is out. We're in trouble.
Almost.
Man, he's almost there.
Save that leg. Steven doing a good job of containing that leg.
Steven, though, looking to keep that frame.
He just needs one good explosion. And,
I know, man.
I say that, but that's going to free the leg.
Explosed. Yeah.
This is one of those. It's like anybody's gonna like
2
one
minutes.
mistake, either guy could lose at this position.
This is a tightrope job right now. Oh, he's out. Oh, he's still in there.
Yeah, Jake has to be careful about making that space.
Oh, Steven's safe from the drive. But Jake is still attempting that try. He's back in the
Yeah,
triangle.
this is a better attempt because now he's on his strong side. He's got that right leg. It's just the hands are barely in. But Steven's got a lot of meat up there. So
Oh,
Steven's
he's on
out.
the back.
Steven's out. He needs to watch for a
What's he
darts
gonna
attempt
do?
on the back door.
I think this is a good position for Steve. Ah, Jake does a good job of controlling the position. Ending up back on mount. 1 minute, 20 seconds left.
Well, Jake is a monster. Wow.
Yep.
Steven.
You can tell Jake's getting frustrated, though. He needs a submission.
Well, Jake is still shooting and attempting. I would like to see him go back at attacking the head again.
I think he's going to go for that arm bar. He has no choice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
That was a good look.
Yeah, he's got a
right
minute
there.
left. He needs anything now. I would go for the arm bar.
Oh, yeah.
And Steven's out.
Little too.
Right into the choke, but he's
Come on,
out.
Steven.
Steven's got 40 seconds. He's on top finally. Let's see. This is a good example of it. Can we keep Jake down?
Wow. Steven's wishing there was.
Oh, no.
No.
Don't let him
Good
up.
sprawl. Good sprawl. Jake's going to fight that sprawl. And get the takedown. They stopped the clock. Good job by
Really
the
good
officials.
match, man.
Yeah.
20 seconds. I don't think there's much time to do anything, but I think both these boys are going to still go for it. That's just who they are.
I don't think so. All right, I'm going to agree on what the position was.
I think he got the takedown.
I do too.
I think Jake should be on top.
He was coming up around a single leg there.
I do too.
Like he had his arms on the
I mean,
outside.
there's 24 seconds.
Yeah, they're just going to
left.
waste time if they started from the sprawl.
All I saw was the pink. All right, let's go to the
Oh,
feet.
my goodness.
Oh, Jake's like, no.
My goodness.
Definitely looking under draw here unless something crazy happens. And this is where you've got to have a leg attack in the bag.
Flying scissor leg.
Yeah, that's.
Can you see these guys doing flying scissors? That'd be awesome.
They break all their legs. They break the people in the stands' legs. Oh, bad idea. Single leg attempt almost gets Steven choked.
It's that wide elbow, man. He's just defending so well.
And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. What a great match.
That was fire. The front headlock defense got saved.
Yeah.
A bunch of times. Nice match like that.
And Steven's the man, dude. We've both been wanting to roll all week. You could kind of feel it. We both kind of had joked about it some too. Dude, he's a world-class human. Love that dude to death. And dude, hard to put away. Holy crap! Like, just a survivor. Gotta give him some respect. I was in position a couple times. I was like, man, this is tight. Like, he's got to be willing to give it up soon. And there's just no death inside of him, dude. Like, I was like, hey, let's just be patient and cook this position. Yeah, I mean, even started same thing. Was thinking, really trying to think tactically through the match. Like, can I get 6 out of this? You know, and walk past a couple of submissions that I probably, you know, looking back, not getting anything would have made sense to jump on him. But hindsight's always 20/20, dude. He's a gamer. And I mismanaged the clock. I was really irritated about that when I looked up at the clock when I went to my back at the end, and I saw there's 40 seconds exactly on the clock, and I thought someone said 20, whatever. I mean, not that it changed the outcome, but I definitely forced off the top position where if you got another 40 to 60 seconds on top of somebody's chest that's been cooking, like maybe you get it there, right? So just tactically, I hated that, but wouldn't have changed the outcome necessarily. I mean, dude, he's, you know, hadn't put him away in the first 4 minutes there, 5 minutes there, so who says that he does give it up in the next minute? But if I could do it again, I would definitely do it that way.
All right, so Brandon, how do you think about the night so far? About what I expected, almost. I knew coming into the thing, to the PGF this whole season, Jake was one of the guys that was on the top of my list of people to do the best against, or what to have my best game ready for, mentally and physically be tough and ready to go. Jake's a really seasoned competitor. Even though he's not been on the jiu-jitsu scene per se, as much as people may know, he's competed in grappling at an extremely high level for longer than I've been grappling. So I knew that was going to play a factor into it a little bit. And yeah, it went about like I expected. And I think, and it's not, I hate to keep saying the same kind of thing, but man, 6 minutes just doesn't really, I can't hardly get going in enough time for whatever reason. I don't know if it must be some kind of character flaw, I guess. I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know how to say it because it's just not my game. It's not my style. It's never been my style. It's stuff that I've argued about with like Boogie, for example. So times when I was a brown belt especially, I was just trying to find my way. And my way's a little bit slower, I guess. And the only reason it bothers me is because of the seeding going into the playoffs. And I don't want to get Brandon to probably Elijah or Hunter first. If I could avoid that, then I think I'll have more opportunities going further into the playoffs with that no time limit kind of rule set.
So that draw is going to add 0 points to Jake Elkins. He remains at 29. And it will also add 0 points to Steven's total. He has 20. So that is going to, for this block, leave the red team at 12 and the blue team at 15. So for this block of points, the blue team is the winner. So everyone on the blue team is going to have a point added to their total. So let's go over the totals now. The blue team, Hunter is at 34. Sam is at 28. Steven, 21. Kevin, 10. Randy, 9. Kamoy, 9. Grayson, 7. Justin, 3. The red team is going to be Elijah, 38, Jake Elkins, 29, Evan, 19, Mike, 12, Matt, 12, Joshua, 9, Zach, 9, James, 3.
So interesting round of matchups right there. Elijah has added 2 more points to his lead over Hunter Colvin. So, man, I really think just every point is going to matter in that race. And we've seen those two guys have established they're the best 2 competitors in the PGF, right?
For sure. Dominant.
Absolutely.
Man, I just can't wait to see what this next block, what happens in this next block.
What we're going to do first is do this individually as one team. So this is our giant teeter-totter. We probably need a fire marketing guy because that's what he named it, the giant teeter-totter. You can't stand in the middle. So roughly the 4 middle planks, nobody in the middle got to be on the ends. So I'm going to ask you to get on it and balance it. So I usually take the number on the team and divide it in half. So if it touches the ground 4 times, we will consider that failure. So you got to get it balanced and sing row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream, 3 times without it touching in order to be successful. If you don't sing together, I won't count it as a rep. So you'll hear, no rep.
He's our singer.
He's our singer. So you
how much does he sing? A lot.
So everybody hop on this. Don't stay.
Wait, you're on the rope.
You're on the blue team.
Oh, we doing
You're on
like
the
that?
blue team.
God,
dang, come on, I mess y'all up. Come on,
It's all this ass I
everybody
got.
hop on.
Very good. All right, Evan, walk this way. Evan, walk this way. Evan, walk this way. You can't be in the middle.
Oh, he's in the middle. He's at the back.
Who's in the middle?
There we go.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
That's one.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Hey,
merrily, 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 life's but a dream.
That's 2.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
One person from each side to swap places without touching the ground.
Damn. All right. Evan, you're right in the middle. Big step. Whoa,
whoa,
whoa, whoa.
That's 1 touch. Get it back balanced.
Can't move until. Whoa. Y'all shuffle. Only y'all move. Only y'all can move. Right, when he moves, you move. You guys need to be on sync with each other. Only then move. Only be on sync with yourself, nobody else.
Lonnie, how I know you were about wrenching the situation last week?
No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just asking you to do what I'm asking you to do. That's all I'm asking.
Baby steps.
Off the middle.
Oh, you're fine, yeah. Now, everybody bend down, touch,
come back up.
Hold on. Nice everybody.
Nice and easy.
TV, why can't you get over, dude? I got a low Excellent. I just took 2 people to sit down.
I can't sit down.
I already walked across the thing. I'll do it again.
Don't sit down again.
Mikey and Jake. Two touches. Get him back balanced.
Mikey and Jake.
Touch again. Yeah.
All right, Jake.
Mikey and Jake, go slow. Together. Mikey, come. Yeah. Come a little bit forward. Jake, you're good.
Cholo stance.
Yeah, one person, they have to switch.
Nice and easy.
Back a little bit, Mike.
Oh man, that was close. Stand back up. I'll stand up.
Stand back up.
Stand up.
Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Get up, old man.
Brandon, what you got? Because we're going to see how long they do this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay, hold
Now,
on.
when Brandon says go, everybody on the teeter-totter, close your eyes.
Oh, balls.
That's easy. That's easy. Just stay where you are. Just free.
30 seconds, Tim.
Go, Evan.
All right, put your hands above your head, straight up. That is excellent. Yeah.
Gonna be our.
Okay. Everybody pop on.
Did you see my Tai Chi out there?
Yeah.
I was an excellent Tai Chi professor. Struggling on that stuff.
We haven't found balance yet.
Y'all already lost. You know what I'm saying?
Three.
All right,
How many did they get, Lonnie? 4. So they're doing good, guys.
I swear I've been positive. Y'all are trying real hard.
Yes,
Down the street, merrily, 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 life is but
That was good. 1, 2, 3.
Hey. Now you guys want to try it as a whole group?
Micro,
row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row.
They were both groups better balanced after they closed their eyes.
Yeah. Because they quit moving, completely quit moving. You didn't do any subtle movements. And so, micro adjustments, I don't get the joke, but it's intentional movement. What you do has got to be intentional. And if you don't have a fundamental, inherent, I move this way because it's been beaten into me, you got to have an intentional, this is why I'm doing this. That's why white belts are so dangerous, because they spaz. They don't know why they're moving, they just move because they can. And at a certain level, everything you do is either non-conscious competence or an intentional movement. I'm shifting my weight, I'm changing my posture, I'm making a frame, I'm going through a space that somebody gave me. And so that intentional movement, those adjustments, is how you get better at anything, not just jiu-jitsu.
Matt Viper, the official sponsor of the PGF. Get your gear now at mattviper.com. Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all other podcasting apps. Physical Therapy and Balance Center. Kentucky Signs and Graphics. Get your custom signs and banners at kysignsandgraphics.com. The Grappling Discourse podcast, available now on Apple, Spotify, and all major podcasting apps. Subconscious Studios, high-quality motion pictures. Amanda Sharon Real Estate. She specializes in first-time home buying, resale, relocation, investing, and new construction. Give her a call at 904-510-4596. Dr. Cantrell is a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon. He specializes in reconstruction of the shoulder and knee. B&G Logistics, providing ground logistics and support to all companies in the southeastern United States. R&R Group Home, a day center committed to supporting their community. The McDojo Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and other major streaming platforms. Join the Fantasy League now at pgfhome.com. Scotsman Automations. Security, efficiency, peace of mind. Find out more at scotsmanautomations.com.
Heading into Block 7, we've got some really interesting matchups, and the one everybody's looking forward to is we're going to crown who's the best wrestler in this season of the PGF. Any prediction, guys? I mean, Jake Elkins has looked like an absolute monster the past couple of matches.
Yeah, what did I think I predicted Jake Elkins with an arm triangle.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jake is just too big for Randy and too skilled, especially with his front head chokes.
You know, I think it's going to be really interesting because I think both these guys would rather maybe even get submitted, especially if it happened on bottom, if they got the takedown. These guys want to take down each other. They want to establish themselves as the best takedown artist. And I'm really interested in Elijah Carlton versus Mike Johnson. We've seen Mike Johnson look like an absolute beast. He looks like a tough finish for anybody. How do you think Elijah does in that match? And do you think he'll have to settle for a break instead of a choke?
What do you think, Joe?
I think Elijah's too slick for Mike. I think Mike's going to be the bull and Elijah's going to be the matador in this situation. He's going to lull him into situations that are compromising. And I think that if Elijah realizes that he can't submit him with a choke, you're going to see that early on. He's going to go for a footlock. And I think Elijah's feet and footlocks, I think, are going to be the key to winning that match.
Yeah, I think Elijah is going to be able to lure him into a triangle. I'm looking for a very similar match to the Elijah Jake Elkins match.
So starting off Block 7, we have got James Regina, the purple belt, going against the blue team, the champion, the current champion, Sam Barboza. And Sam, I liked what I saw in his last match against Evan. I think he's coming out, learning from all of his previous matches.
And switching it up with the Ras guard.
I love that Ras guard. That is
nice.
dope.
Kansas City.
Okay.
He's still supporting the red team, but also supporting his city. So let's see if the Kansas City product can give Sam Barboza a tough match.
Now look at this Sam that we have now. This is the Sam we've been waiting for.
It is, man. It is. And I think he's going to look back at some of his earlier matches and just go, man, I really missed some opportunities for some points.
40 seconds for extra points.
I like a lot of James' movements. He looks like a very skilled purple belt. Even in the matches he loses, he shows really well.
Yeah, he doesn't panic right off the bat, but later in the match he does get, a little bit flustered.
Well, this is Sam in one of his best attacking positions. He loves going to this twister side position. If they start coming up too much, he's going to take the head, whether it's going to be a darce or a guillotine. He's got to really be careful lifting that head off the mat. And if that arm slips through, we know he's going Kimura.
Sam doing a good job of controlling the hips, keeping his weight on James's head. Or Joshua. Is it Joshua? No, it's James Regina. I'm sorry.
Some good frames. Smash back down though. That's a big detail right here. You can see how Sam's smashing those frames with his hips. He just keeps popping the hips up. Anytime a good frame is established, he pops the hip up and drops it back down. Gotta
James
watch
goes
out.
turtle.
An arm now.
This is where he caught Evan.
Good chair sit by James.
Yeah, James very aware. He felt that darce attempt coming, and he went right back flat to his back.
Sam doing a good job of blocking the hips.
Nice inversion right there by James. Really nice. Looking to get in on that leg.
Gives his back up.
He needs to be careful. This is not good.
Sam is deep on the back
Got
now.
the single hook. I wish the twister was worth 7. I would have loved this. Yeah, gets a quick choke.
That's a good comment. I think the twister should be 7.
I'm definitely down for that.
That was a choke or that was a twister?
No,
That was a choke. All right.
He was solid. He was really I was surprised with how good his fundamentals were. I don't know if he's fought before, but he has. That makes sense. But yeah, he was just solid. I could tell I had a lot more mat time. That's all it really is.
It went kind of how I expected. Man took my back, got a nice little like entanglement on my legs for his back control, like going to twister. Didn't get twister, so that was good. I thankfully didn't get twisted on tape. It's the real win here. But he got that crossface, got the smash, he had good pressure, so I mean, trying to keep my jaw intact, so I can talk shit this whole time.
That choke gives Sam 6 points, so added to his total, that is 34. So James has 0 added to his total. He now has 3. So that takes the blue team to 6 points, and the red team is at 0.
First match with Grayson. What's that look like to you?
That's another big guy, and he's the same like all the big guys. I don't really see too much technique from them, but they just big guys. So it's either gonna go, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be on top. It's either gonna go me on top and try to squeeze out a submission, or he's just real good at fighting and being heavy and strong, and maybe I don't get the sub.
Yeah, man, I keep hearing about his pressure too, so I'm just gonna go out there and do my best, try to see if I can, stall him out, if I can, that's, plan B. I mean, if I can try to close him up with my guard and, keep his posture under control, maybe I can pull something out of a hat, but
So here we go, our first pre-fight interview. That's super cool. I love the post and pre-fight interviews. It really adds to the show. But here we go. We've got Kamoy coming in, finishing a choke, and this is an opportunity for Kamoy to put his name back in, especially the top 8, possibly even top 5. He gets a choke here. People are going to be talking about Kamoy moving forward as one of the guys to really look out for.
A minute for extra points. Kamoy looking for an ankle pick.
I hate hearing competitors though that are willing to get a draw, and I understand being the blue belt, and I understand being the lowest ranked guy and the least experienced guy, and you're gonna obviously take some value away from getting a draw.
Grayson pulls guard.
It's just not the right mindset to take into a tournament, especially a sub-only tournament.
Looking for a triangle. Yeah, he's playing the humble card, but I mean we should all be trying to get better, and even if that means taking some L's, you shouldn't settle for stalling out. I think you should try some offense. You might be surprised.
Nice pass from Kamoy. He's adding that pressure.
It really is, man. I love Kamoy's game on top. It is just awesome. I love his game on top.
I like how Kamoy is like, he's just another big guy. He's just going to be strong. Kamoy, you're big. You're strong. Sir.
That's funny. That's real funny. Grayson looking to put in some frames here. I'm not a big fan of the hand frames. I'd like to see him start connecting those elbows and really start looking to get to a side here. But Kamoy, man, he had a tough time opening up Judo Justin, and so it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes him to create some good submission attempts. I mean, he wasn't that far away from getting a draw in his first match of the night.
I think Kamoy's looking to go back to that mount situation, play a lot of that similar game he's been playing all week. There we go.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Oh, good reversal.
Very nice. Right into the
triangle. Kamoy showing a little guard action.
Nice. Yeah, that is deep.
Angle.
Grayson fighting out. Looks like he's out.
Adjustment. He shouldn't have got done the adjustment.
Kamoy's making good adjustments too. He's grabbing his shin, and he's out. Grayson doing a great job. And Grayson on top. Let's go.
What match does this remind you of? Evan Stapler.
Let's go, blue
Squid
belt.
Belly. Deep triangle attempt.
Kamoy used a lot of energy on that.
That's what I'm saying. He thought it was over.
Let's see what attacks Grayson has.
Yeah.
If he tries to stall from on top, I will rip up a piece of paper. You better attack, sir. This is your chance. He has plenty of time to work. He's got 3 minutes, 25 seconds.
Yeah, both guys still have tons of time. Kamoy already back into his quarter guard. Yeah, Kamoy's definitely breathing hard though. And again, it sucks when you think you've got the match.
Okay, knee back inside. Kamoy.
I think Grayson's being a little too passive.
Good job, Kamoy.
Kamoy Really, really nice work on bottom mount right there. And there's something like really special, I think, technically, when you see a jiu-jitsu guy go from a really bad position like bottom mount and immediately get his guard back and sweep.
I agree, especially when they're known for their top pressure.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Kawhi working those underhooks, he's like, I'm not making that same mistake again.
Yeah, I think his adjustments, while obviously the triangle is one of his best moves, he should have put away that first one. But he's back on top, and I think he could go right back to this mounted triangle.
Yeah, but look for Grayson to explode as soon as that happens.
And yeah,
nice.
Kamori does a good job of this time securing the position and leaning
now,
forward.
He needs to be patient here. He's got 220. He should not and does not need to rush this attempt.
That's deep.
A lot of time to work.
Falling to your back is not always the best option, though, but he gets the tap anyway.
That was really good work there. Just stayed on top, patient until the hand popped through. Nice work by him. Good job by both guys,
I felt like I did pretty well. Triangle choke. That's usually that's my signature thing. That's what I do. So it felt good to get back into the groove of things.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. Similar to when I fought Steven, I felt like I did good at surviving for a little. Like that was kind of my goal, just to see how long I could survive. I was proud for how long I survived that one. But yeah, he got me a good solid triangle, man. There was no getting out of that.
That triangle choke gives Kamoi 6 points added to his total. He now has a total of 15. That adds 0 points to Grayson's total, so he has 7. So for this block of points, the red team is still at 0. The blue team is at 12.
Kelkins. Jake, he's a big wrestler, right? So
this is the wrestling match everybody's gonna be waiting for.
Oh, this will be fun then. On the feet, I'm pretty confident. I am pretty confident I'll be on the feet. So I don't know what his bottom game's like, assuming I get on top, which I am.
You've jarred my teeth?
It doesn't matter.
Keep it there, you know what I'm saying?
Here we go, the match everybody's been waiting for. We got Jake Elkins, the purple belt, out of Ironclad Wrestling, and he's bumped up Randy, who seems really confident. I mean, he's like, no, I'm going to end up on top. We'll see what Jake's bottom game looks like. So here we go, man. I cannot wait.
Let me put my mouthpiece in. Hold on.
Yeah, man.
Oh, here we go.
I just know this match, the takedown means so much to both these guys, more than the sub does.
Oh, Jesus. How about the edge of my seat? Jake on the neck. Randy addresses it.
Oh.
Single leg attempt. Jake is just showing out right now.
Nice.
Gets to the back, drags him down. Randy's in a little bit of trouble. Now, Jake doesn't need to wrestle anymore, so letting him back up is a bad idea.
Well, and you saw immediately, once Randy felt the threat of the front headlock and he's seen Jake's front headlocks, I think that really, took him out of the wrestling mindset.
Randy's hand is trapped. It's a good opportunity for Jake to get a choke. Jake in on the crucifix almost. Oh, we might see a little crucifix action from Jake. Oh, no, it's out.
No, it's going to be the front head.
Stand up with the ground turn.
Oh, nice hook by Jake. Puts in that twister hook. He's in on the single, and this is a bad spot for Randy.
Real bad spot. You can tell by even just the way Randy's hips aren't moving.
The single hook is so powerful and so underutilized by a majority of grapplers. You need all three, the body triangle, both hooks, as well as that single hook.
Yes, especially if you play EBI overtime.
Yeah.
That second hook is in.
Randy's in a lot of trouble, but going belly down is not the right answer there, Randy. Especially with somebody as big and has strong hips as Jake.
And this is how you attack belly down.
Yes.
It's already under the chin.
Just spreading,
using
and dropping
those
hips.
Yeah, just using those hips.
Randy doing a good job of twisting. He's out, but he's in the mouth.
Nice work. Really nice work by Randy right there.
You could feel the energy in the room. Just everybody's
Going for
teammates
that arm
are
triangle.
screaming.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Randy on bottom, so we're going to really find out. We knew we were going to probably see one of these guys extended, kind of be on bottom for an extended amount of time.
Jake Spider walking
it's
that
looking like it's going to
underhook.
be Randy. So you'd have to think of all the parts of his wrestling, or his grappling game, that this is his weakest, right? Bottom.
Randy
bottom
explodes
position.
and gets up to Turtle. He might be out on this one, but Jake is still on a submission attempt.
Ooh, nice armbar switch.
And he gets the tap.
Nice armbar swing move.
Jake really showed his jiu-jitsu right there.
And both guys are beasts, but Jake Elkins he has more submission grappling.
He's a complete package in this match.
Jake, oh man, I definitely slept on Jake. I didn't realize how much of a better jiu-jitsu wrestler he was. There are some things I did that I expected, like a pure wrestling reaction. Like I tried to initiate a scramble, he had the leg, which is a position I actually like. I like when people have my leg, and he just didn't follow. In most scenarios they do, and I just kind of like farted in my mind there. I was like, oh, he's not gonna chase me here. So I had to come back, and they just got behind me and just went downhill from there. Yeah, but it was still fun. It was definitely eye-opening.
Lots of motion and stuff. He's moving around like a lot of wrestlers are, kind of playing motion stuff. Dude, no one wants to wrestle with me. It's going to end poorly. Okay, and so I grew listen. We cut our teeth blitzing kids from Duke when I was in college. I'm a Division II wrestler. Everybody wants to say they wrestle Division I, and there's levels to the game. You know what I'm saying? So, sure, like when you say I wrestled at Duke, that sounds real nice. No one knows where Newberry is. There's like 10 UFC fighters that came off the team I was on. And so I know how real it is. And like anybody, sure, dude, good luck. Maybe you beat me in jiu-jitsu. I came to find out about jiu-jitsu, but nobody's going to wrestle me. I can't really remember the sequence, but there was like some action. Oh, I got an underhook knee pick, right? Got an underhook knee pick situation. He kind of bailed, and I just chased it down to back control. Man, he's got like super strong core. Like I was trying to just kind of collapse his shoulders in there and play the world I wanted to. And tough. I mean, he didn't give up the chin, right? And so I was kind of cooking him. If you ain't finishing it in the first minute, you got 6. You got 5 more to do it. So there's no sense in rushing the thing. You just maintain position, hold pressure, and eventually like move into the submission you want. Eventually that turned out, and I kind of looked into that arm lock, right, and finished with an arm bar. Didn't have really the position I wanted, but it was enough. Yeah, mad respect. Dude, he's good. He's only been training a little while, he's a good competitor. He's got a lot of good years ahead of him.
That armbar gives Jake Elkins 3 points added to his total. He now has 32. That adds 0 points to Randy's total. He is at 9. So for this block of points, the red team is at 3. The blue team is at 12.
Starting off the night with judo, Justin, how's that look for you?
I feel good about that one. I think
Is that a 7 or a 6?
7. I think both him and Grayson will be a 7.
He's got some spectacular wrestling too, and I really want to get in there and maybe have another match like Kimoy, maybe get a couple exchanges standing. I'd really like to get some of that.
So here we go. We've got 2 blue team representatives, and the blue team's running away with this block. And this is going to be 6, right, guys? 7. So we've got Judo Justin coming out, and I think like he's looking for if he can just get past that first minute. And we've got Hunter, who just looks like a machine. We've seen him take a couple of breaks, and those have been against some more skilled competitors.
And right on the neck with 3 seconds. Oh, Judo Justin on top and sits back. Not a good idea.
Oh, the Barambola.
Terrible idea.
Nice.
This is not good.
40 seconds still left.
This is 7.
For extra points.
He's
just
going for that
neck
base
cranking.
lock.
Oh.
Man, Hunter's so strong. So nice job by
Oh.
And that's it.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's going to break the face. So we got 7. Big 7 points right there.
Quick first match of the night. I tried to do like a jumping guillotine, and he like defended that well. Then I like swept him with some sort of a reverse De La Riva sweep. He went double outside Ashi. I switched over into the twister hook, took his back, and then choked him. Quick, easy match.
Hunter's a beast. I had fun with that match, but he's sharp. Hunter's a killer. Yeah, he hit me with that choke and felt like my face was about to explode.
That rear naked choke gives Hunter Colvin 7 points. He got the submission within the first minute, so added to his total, he is going to have 41 points. 0 points are added to Justin's total. He remains at 3. So for this block of points, the red team is at 3. The blue team is at 9.
Matt Elkins, he's going to be tough. He's also injured, so it'll be a battle of the Gimps. He's really good. He surprised everybody with his sub of Kamoy on the first night after he got injured initially, and he came up and hit I think it was just a stand-up arm drag almost right to his back, and ended up getting guillotine out of it and finished it with a mounted guillotine. Everybody was like, what? So it's definitely not someone to sleep on. I'll probably pull guard on him instantly just because I have no wrestling. I'm just trying to do the same thing. Try and hit him with the Bobby M and just tie up and pull him over top of me and try and get a quick leg entry.
So we've got 2 red team representatives here. We've got the Squidbilly versus Matt Elkins. And this is a tough match to have a hurt knee going into. I mean, and Zach's definitely in kill mode. Like, he's got nothing to lose now. He needs points and he needs them quick.
A little worried for Matt's knee.
We'll see. We'll really see what Matt Elkins' leg defense looks like. Immediately sits.
55 seconds left for extra points.
Nice. Nice work floating right there by Zach.
He ain't got nothing for you up top, man.
Looking to get it on the leg on the other side, the healthy leg. That'd be very gentlemanly if he just attacked the
Matt
healthy
enters
leg.
into a leg lock of his own, uses it to stand and pass.
That almost looked like that. This is where Zach does his best work. He wants to be on bottom. That looked like one of those like, okay, I got swept, but yeah, look at that.
What a nice entry attempt.
Ooh, nice. In on the head. And you do not, I don't care how hurt Matt Elkins is, you do not want him in on your head.
Yeah. He's like a wounded Wolverine. Like,
yeah, dude.
If he can bite you, he'll bite you.
And he's good at so many different choke variations. Ooh, looking for that north-south choke.
And his arms aren't hurt, so if he can get to those headlock situations, he's still game.
Extra point has expired.
Zach panicking now. This is how Evan got him.
Okay.
Very similar.
Matt Elkins with the north-south choke. That is a huge win. I mean, to have an injured knee coming into a match with probably the best leg locker in this season, and to get on the head and finish with a north-south choke, dude, nothing but respect for Matt Elkins. Easy.
And Zach, I thought was going to be a super tough match. I think that a lot of people are banged up in the tournament right now, and I feel like his lower back was giving him a lot of problem. But I felt it was an interesting matchup because my knee is bothering me, so I was playing on bottom. His back was bothering him, so I thought that he might be able to play top a little more effectively. But he wound up, I think I swept him, and we wound up in a north-south position, and he just didn't, he was defending the grip for the north-south, but he wasn't mobile, man. To be honest, I really don't feel like I got my man out of there on his best day. So I didn't really like that part, but it is what it is, man. Everybody in here has got an ankle or a knee or whatever, and I think that everybody's dangerous, but part of the whole season aspect of it is that we have to keep ourselves healthy, and like I said, I think if we run it back, I think it's a much tougher match for sure.
I lost by north-south. I tried to sit up and grab a leg, and he ended up darsing me. And then I tried to get out of that and just progressed into north-south. It's pretty bad right now. my lower back is just preventing me from really doing anything right now. I'm trying to sit up and it's just super slow. Trying to invert, I can't bring my legs up. Not really an excuse though.
That north-south choke is going to give Matt Elkins 6 points. So added to his total, he now has 18. And that adds 0 points to Zach's total. He is at 9. So for this block of points, the red team is at 9. The blue team is at 19.
Yeah, so what we've seen from Josh, he's got some game. But again, I'm going to crush him. I got to eat Josh tomorrow pretty quickly to keep the momentum going. I feel healthy. So yeah, I gotta eat Josh pretty quick tomorrow.
Well, I was trying to think of, what I'm going to do with him. I'll hopefully be better on my feet. I'm not letting people just get straight to my back. If you try sitting down pulling guard on him, he's so good at passing with that top pressure. That's going to lead to some trouble. So I just really got to be on top, really be sharp, always be thinking quick. I'm not relaxing anywhere if I have a hope of doing anything against him. But as always, want to try to make it exciting, not just sit around. Always going for the neck, going for a sub.
So here we go. We've got Stephen Aiken, he's the oldest guy in the PGF. So he's at 38 years old, the veteran, going against Joshua Gibbs. And like you said, he's got to eat. This is one of those things we were talking about before this block started. Like, you have to take advantage of the lower guys.
I like that attitude.
Stephen needs to eat.
Mm-hmm. Guys, make sure that you're taking advantage of these awesome rash guards by Matt Viper. Go to mattviper.com. Get your own PGF rash guard.
Joe, do you like the red or the blue better?
Man, I was kind of an orange when I competed, so I'm partial to the red.
Oh, he's got like a 10-finger choke going.
Yeah, he's already deep. Josh does a good job.
That's one of the things I hate about the 10-finger choke, though, is it's not very reliable, and when you get out of it, you get passed.
Josh on top. Let's go. Steven on bottom for once.
Well, those pre-fight interviews, Josh, that was his strategy. Get on top.
Yeah, and Josh is definitely one, like, you hear the way he talks compared to some of the other guys, like, he is going to go for it, and if he gets beat in a minute, he gets beat in a minute.
Respect.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. That's how you level up in this game, guys.
Well, all it takes is one match, right? One victory over a dude like Stephen Aiken, and yeah, as a purple belt, your whole season is made, but you've got to get the sub.
Yeah, and the people on the sidelines are watching you, and they see that you've mentally given up. like Steven said, you're gonna be next in line for the buffet.
That's true. A little old school sweep attempt right there. Steven in on the lockdown, and he's trying to establish some double underhooks. But it looks like he's going for that old school sweep.
Yeah, it looks like Steven's slowly winning this position, just patiently waiting. Josh is in trouble.
Yeah, nice. And now he's got the other hand involved. Whenever that right hand gets involved on that old school, it's a game.
Josh in on the neck.
Yeah, that's not good from there.
And Steven on top.
Nice old school sweep. I love seeing some old school Eddie Bravo on display.
I like Steven's dogfight. That's good.
Got an underhook on the left side. I'm not sure what's going on the right, but this is definitely a dominant position. And we've seen a lot of lockdown, but as you've pointed out multiple times,
Steven's
Joe,
the best one.
Yes.
With it. He's the only one that's using it right.
Yes. Yes, completely agree.
And the only reason he wasn't effective with the other guys is because they were giants. that played a huge role in it. But once he saw he had somebody closer to his size, or smaller, it's easy work for him.
Yeah, and this just looks awful. I would hate to be on the bottom of this position right now. He's got the double underhooks.
Josh needs to fight to get some more underhooks in there.
When you give up the double underhooks, I mean, in the 10th planet system, we call this the Dominator pass because it's an automatic pass, basically.
Yep. And you mentioned it earlier, Matt. Like, Steven likes to go down and then come back up and grab those underhooks. That's profesh.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. But here we see him again, though. He's almost 3 minutes in. I feel like this match just started, and he's only got 3 minutes left to work.
Mm-hmm. There's plenty of time. But there is a sense of urgency.
You talk that Dominator pass. He dominated so much he could pull his shorts back up. I mean, that's the way to pass the guard right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Went straight to mount.
And this has been his move of the season so far, is the arm triangle. We've seen one rear naked choke, but, I mean, he's an arm triangle guy.
Yeah, but does he have it at that? Because, look, the arm is kind of forming a frame, too.
I think he's got it.
I do, too. I think that grip is weakening right there.
Breathing starting to be affected. He's got 2.5 minutes. He's going to find a way.
James is doing a good job fighting the feet. Like, I see a lot of people not really trying to fight the feet, and they're never going to get out of these mounts. But James he's experimenting. Or Josh. Or James. I always get these names.
No, it's Josh.
Oh, it's Josh. Josh Gibbs.
So yeah, he's still got that arm in. It's definitely a miserable position. And the more that Josh can look and turn to his right side, I mean, there's just not going to be an arm triangle there. But Steven looking to turn this into a high mount.
Yeah, but Steven needs to hurry up. He's got 1:40 left, and he started this at 3 minutes.
Yeah, and if the blue team wins this one, there's no chance of the red team coming back, and each one of their team members will get an extra point. So this is a big match for the blue team.
Yeah, using that gift wrap to turn him around is the best idea.
Not want to be belly down on Steven.
Ooh, nice.
And there you go. That's a better angle.
Much deeper.
And he gets a tap.
That's a big one right there for Steven. Big one.
I think I just crushed him. If I remember right, I don't think I had anything to worry about in that match. I think it took longer than I wanted to take once I was down there, but then, kept my breath, stayed patient, and, got the dub, got the 6 points. Definitely needed that 6.
I'm kind of about as I expected. Let's see how that went. I shot him for the single leg. He tried getting the guillotine on me. I was able to pass guard and get around to the side, so that was great. Started putting the crossface on him. Then he started digging for that underhook. Got me in half guard. And then eventually was able to sweep me. And then from there, I mean, you got him on top of you. It's going to be tough.
With that arm triangle, that gives 6 points to Steven's total. He is now at 27. That adds 0 points to Joshua's total. He is at 9. So for this block of points, that gives the red team 9. The blue team is at 25.
Who has been smashing some people? What? Last night, pressure? Get in there, son.
Two times.
I know. All I've seen too, yeah. I've been watching. I've been sitting here like, man, what are you doing to these folks? Because he's doing a good job. That pressure's starting to come along.
So he's going to tap you to pressure?
He is. I'm definitely going to. No. What are we talking about? I ain't letting Evan tap me. I'd rather die. Y'all just come out there and wake me up. I'll be on an airplane again like last time. Nah. Either leg lock or joint lock or something. If he gives me his back, sometimes I get to his back. I train with Evan a lot. We train here together. I mean, Evan's great. I mean, hard pace. Like he is one of those guys that's a bigger dude that I don't know if he has a bottom. He has a bottomless gas tank. I mean, that guy keeps pushing. Like it's hard to beat him as far as your cardio goes.
We train together. I've tapped him before, so I just got to keep telling myself that. I've tapped him before. I'm not expecting it to be the quickest submission, if I'm just being honest. When I got that tap, it was later on. He started to get a little sloppy. I know a specific spot that I'm going to be waiting on. Just whenever I'm in turtle and he starts to do, like, in my mind, I think is like a little excessive Granby's. And there's just that spot where I've just slipped into the arm triangle. I've done it on a few people, and that's definitely something I'm going to be looking for.
Okay, that'll be interesting
When
to watch.
he's in turtle.
Yes, when I'm on top of him. All I have to do is just wait it out. If I can just time it perfectly. Yeah, they can all get it. So all I got to do is wait for the right opportunity.
Dude, if Evan calls this submission and hits that, there has to be some huge super chats coming in. I mean, this would be a blue belt. Evan, he would establish himself as my favorite competitor if he hits this arm triangle like this. I love calling a shot like Babe Ruth.
I'm so nervous about this. These are both of our teammates.
Yeah.
Ooh, Evan coming out aggressive, but Kevin's big brother in this situation.
He is, and how much does that play? How much is that going to play a role in this match? It's
huge.
I'm with you, Joe, and I think Kevin's got a big advantage.
He's got psychological advantage and physical advantage.
Well, and he's the one most of the time, we'll say there's been 100 taps. Kevin's probably got 95 of them. So he definitely knows Evan's weaknesses more than Evan knows his weaknesses.
Kevin already on the back. Wow.
So I wondered if Kevin was going to still play reserved during this match, but it doesn't look like it.
I don't know. I think it's much more relaxed because, like I said, Kevin's used to being in the dominant positions here. So, again, he knows where
Look for Kevin to chair sit, take the back here.
10 seconds for the extra points to expire.
And we haven't seen Kevin get on anybody's back, but in the first season of the PGF, Kevin iced multiple PGF competitors with this one-arm choke.
Kevin might also take the mount instead, but I expect Kevin to take the chair sit here. Oh.
He's getting a little high. I would like to see him push his weight back just a little bit. Nice job adjusting with his head, getting more ear to ear.
Evan doing a good job of breathing and just staying calm, not panicking, regaining his energy so he can make an explosive movement to create space.
Evan's been really tough to choke. We saw that Elijah get around his neck 5 different times, and he didn't tap. So Kevin's gonna really have to put him out.
Yeah.
There's no quitting this guy.
Yeah, Evan was like, come on.
Evan's got a great 2-on-1 battle, but his hips don't move. And, Kevin's got deep. He's already on the other side shoulder.
See, that's where Evan, he didn't settle with that. He moved. He found himself in a better position. That choke was getting deep. He would have stayed there. He was getting nice.
Kevin's very strong, and in these situations, I expect Kevin to crank this.
And getting underneath Evan's neck is really difficult. If I'm Kevin, I'm trying to break his jaw.
Yeah, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. Because you see Kevin's getting some good looks, and early, too. So if he just keeps up that same pace, he's going to slide right under the neck eventually.
What do you think about Kevin's choice not to do a body triangle?
He might not be able to.
I don't think he feels like he needs it. He's even crossing his legs the way we're told not to. He's just confidence. He's just brimming. He's like, I'll get it eventually. Because Evan doesn't move his hips. You gotta move those hips. And that's easier said than done.
He's doing a good job stacking, though. That's going to make Kevin way less powerful. So Kevin's arms are not operating at their highest potential because he's got all this weight stacked up on him. And that's a really, really important detail.
Mm-hmm. Also, fighting for whoever has wrist control. You guys don't notice this, but there's a lot of dominance on wrist control. It's going to affect your back attacks and defense.
This is going to be a much better instance.
Spin back into a closed guard. Kevin on an arm drag. It's a triangle. What a great
nice switch by Kevin.
This is Evan's pass, though.
This is, man.
And Evan's out.
How's Kevin's
Evan's on
cardio
top.
at this point?
Oh my gosh. Babe Ruth.
And Evan is shaking his head like, it's go time. Evan time.
Dude, if he calls the submission, I'm going to lose it, dude.
Evan has a good wrist control.
He's just waiting. Look, you see he's waiting for Kevin to Granby.
Evan doesn't really have a good back game, so he's not really dangerous from this position. You can see how hesitant he is, and he's not confident. You can just tell by the way he's moving, he's not confident in his back game.
Yeah, and Kevin has such good defense.
Yes. Yeah, we saw Hunter have to switch off.
Yeah, so
he needs Kevin to go flat back.
Does Evan have enough time for good look? I don't think so. I wish Kevin was a little bit more attack mode, though, because he's running out of time, too. Mm-hmm. There's that Granby attempt. Watch out for that, guys. There it is again. Evan's looking to set up that head and arm. Look, he's switching back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he's looking for.
Kevin feels it, though, because you saw him pause and come back.
Change direction.
Now, Evan's digging for that rear naked just to open up Kevin. Using that wrist control to keep him from being too explosive on the Granby. 1 minute, 7 seconds left.
Minute 10. Evan's doing a great job, though. He's not riding too high. He's not being overly aggressive, so he's staying on top. Yeah, he's looking for that one move. He's just grinding the face, hoping Kevin turns flat to his back.
Well, you were saying Evan didn't look very confident on his submissions from the back, but his control from the back is really good.
Yes. Well, it's because he's not confident in his submissions. And so
It's
he's not
helping.
committing. Yes, he's not committing his weight forward.
Man, great Grammy.
Oh,
by
what a
Kevin.
great Grammy.
Right to a leg. A little shallow on that knee line, though. Evan's on the back, but his knee. There you go, he's out. And he's in that head and arm.
Oh, Kevin.
30 seconds left.
Kevin escaped.
Oh, no.
This is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
God, 20 seconds. Evan's looking to set up that head and arm. He knows what he wants.
But see, that's Kevin knows. I just got to escape this head and arm, and Evan doesn't really have much more.
Yeah. And let's check it. 2 seconds. And you see the pace change by Evan. That's how you get it done.
God.
Amazing job by Evan Staples.
I mean, he was there at the end.
All right, so I feel like if I had 10 more seconds, I could have got the 6 on that for sure.
That went exactly 100% to the T the way you called it ahead of time.
Right? It's weird, right? What I tell you, it was right there at the end. I heard it going. I was like, beep, beep. I was like, dude, give me 10 more seconds. That would have been it. So I think I could have been a little quicker, a little meaner, if you would. You know, I could have just got to it a little more, because maybe if I got to it at the beginning, it would have spared me 10 seconds at the end to squeeze that out. I only had like 3, so that's not enough time to finish. But
Were you pleased with that match, though? You're pleased with yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't give up points, and I mean, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Just should have got to it at the beginning more.
I'm with Evan is I got the early takedown, took his back, and I thought, hey, this is a good idea. Let's go ahead and choke this dude and get some 6, maybe 7 points, because it was quick. And completely forgot that, oh, I don't have anything in the tank, and I got tired so fast that it is what it is. So I was in survival mode very, very early on. Nothing I could do about it. I mean, even when he took my bag, I was like, man, there's so many times where I was like, hey, here's an opening, but you just can't. Whatever it is it did to me, my oxygen won't feed my muscles. I can't move. It's like I want to, but I just kind of reminds me I've been in those 3-round MMA fights in the past where dude's been on my back just doing what he needed to, and every once in a while I'll find a little spurt of energy. But this is, 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in? I don't even know where I actually messed up, like let him take my back, but I couldn't do anything. I'm just exhausted. I think something that Evan's got in his head is that he realizes he's at a disadvantage against people, right? Like, we got some really, really good dudes in here. And so when you have those good dudes, you're going to try to do whatever you can to win, especially if you have that mentality like, hey, I'm here to win, doesn't matter, I get it. But yeah, it's more of the whole shoving my wrist in there, pulling up on the nose, doing stuff like that, because, hey, you know, I get that you can do that, but he could win without that. There's no sense in like making it silly, you know. I think it's kind of a little too far.
That draw gives both competitors 0 points added to their total. So Kevin is at 10, Evan is at 19. So the red team has 9 points for this block, and the blue team has 25. Guys, if you're enjoying these matches, you know there's a way for you to give back. It's that super chat. And I've had actually a lot of people say that they miss the womp womps. So here's your opportunity to hear it again.
Hit 'em with it.
Womp 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 super chat.
I think there's the biggest weight discrepancy between me and Mike. It'll be a lot harder to handle, and he's going to tire me out, especially if I want to choke. It's definitely going to exhaust me, and then I got Zach Edwards after that. Yeah, it's all fun and games. Deep down, I think they're a little jealous just because I'm the bad guy, and I always do what I say I'm going to do, and they just don't want to see me succeed. So,
Obviously, I think he's going to pull guard, which, you know, I think that I'll match up well. Like, my guard passing is definitely my strongest attribute. So I'm going to look to get the pass, look for any opportunity to submit, and, you know, control the match. If anything, a draw, you know, draw it out with him. But, yeah, I think it'll be a good match. So I think if I can get the guard pass and really start putting pressure on him, if I can get an arm isolated, man, like, I'm 50 pounds heavier than him, I think I can probably get the finish. But
I mean, he's super game. Obviously, his guard is very high level. So I think it'll be a good match. It'll be a good back and forth match.
So here we go. We have the final match of the block. We've got Elijah Carlson versus, man, just a big Mega Mike Johnson. And Mega Mike's feeling confident in this match. Got probably, like I said, a 50-pound weight advantage. But Elijah's the favorite, man. He's still my favorite to win this season. And a choke in this match, like he needs it, especially with his team losing this block.
Yeah, I think the best chance of a choke is, like Lindsay said, would be that triangle. You know, aggressive guard passing by Mike. He slips right into that triangle.
Man, I think he's going to take us back and get the finish from there, but we'll see. And we're going to see Elijah sit guard.
Smart choice.
And now Mega Mike really has never competed with leg locks, and he's obviously done well so far in the PGF, avoiding leg locks, but Elijah's got a substantial advantage in that department, and I think if it starts getting close to 2 minutes, we could see him switch tactics and start going for the legs.
Mike needs to watch his arms. They could be arm dragged. Oh, ankle pick attempt. He gets it.
That's not a good sign for Mega Mike.
That was a little too easy.
It was too easy, man, and that ankle pick has been Elijah's weapon. Guys have been tentative to come in because they're afraid of the threats, and he's using that ankle pick to come up and then get on top, and good things happen when Elijah's on top.
Elijah's keeping it close. Some pressure passing on the inside.
Oh my gosh, what a triangle setup.
Mike is hip to it, gets back square.
I've never seen that before. That was something I'm going to go back and watch. That was super
Yeah,
dope.
his leg was still kind of in that
half guard. Yeah.
So it seems like it would be a bad idea, but he was confident enough that he could pull that other leg out.
Maybe he could sit around in like a deep half.
Yeah.
Mike barely hanging onto the foot.
Kind of forced the deep half.
And Mike's one of those grapplers, like he's a much better grappler when he's on top.
Yeah, Mike on bottom, it looks like he's having a hard time. He just fell right into another triangle, and this one's super deep.
This is deep. This is over.
Mike's out. Oh, and that's a tap.
Triangle. Man, Elijah, that's why he's the favorite, man. He goes in there, gets the job done.
Yeah.
He's a beast, man.
Mikey's a big, strong dude. I know I didn't want to be under him any longer than I had to be. Not that I couldn't have finished him from under, but it would have took more effort. So I managed distance pretty easily and hit the ankle pick to come up and triangled him. Yeah. I think from half guard, yeah. That little triangle I slip from half guard that goes into like 3/4 mount and then I roll out of it. Yep.
It went as expected. I mean, like, he sat guard, of course. Kind of underestimated, like, his length. He's so long, man. Like, he hit me with that ankle pick. She showed me afterward what he did, but yeah, like, he hit me with that ankle pick. Took me down. We spent a little time in guard, and he transitioned to a triangle. Right, we rolled up, and he finished the triangle. So it's a good match, but tough match for sure.
That triangle gives Elijah 6 points added to his total. He now has 44 points. That added 0 points to Mike's total. He is at 12. So for the block, the red team ended with 15 points and the blue team had 25 points. So the blue team wins this block of points with 25 points. So 1 point is added to every competitor on the blue team. So let's go over their points now. Hunter has 42, Sam 35, Steven 22, Kamoy 16, Kevin 11, Randy 10, Grayson 8, Justin 4. The red team, Elijah 44, Jake 32, Evan 19, Matt Elkins 18, Mike 12, Joshua 9, Zach 9, and James 3.
Now we've got to talk about the top 8. And specifically, I really want to talk about the top 4 tonight because they're starting to get a big separation between the 4th and the 5th place guy. So in first place, we've got Elijah, and it was just a huge choke. That victory over Mega Mike was huge for him to keep a 2-point lead over Hunter. Hunter's in second with 42. Sam Barboza has a strong week, and he's in at 35. And then Jake Elkins is in at 32, and he was really close to getting some points against Stephen Aiken. But those guys, man, they're really setting themselves up to win some good money this season in the PGF. And we've got a 10-point difference, guys, between Stephen Aiken and Jake Elkins. Is that, like, how big is that we have had 7 matches, we have 8 left. Can somebody come and catch those guys to finish in the top 4?
It's possible. I mean, it's going to take a couple of matches to catch up, but you also have to depend on your ability to finish and their ability to either, go to a draw or lose. So, yeah, a lot is at stake. That's going to be a lot of work to catch up with that deficit.
Yeah, and I really think that you saw, especially like Jake versus Steven, you saw like Jake really dominated that match, and I think the top 4 right now are going to be the top 4 at the end of all of this.
I agree. I think it's going to be pretty much the same with just a few people on the bottom 4 switching
in and out.
Yeah, and so finishing, rounding out that top 8, we've got Steven, as I already said. He's at 5th with 22. We've got Evan. He didn't get any points and had an awesome performance against Kevin, but still 0 points. He's at 19. Matt Elkins is in at 18. Now, how big is that victory for Evan over Matt? He's got a 1-point lead over him.
Oh, that's crazy. I know Matt is just like, oh, that just aggravates him to death.
I think Evan's going to make it to the playoffs. I never thought I would say that, but I think Evan is going to clinch either that 3 or 4 spot on the red team, make it into playoffs, and then he's going to be the one to watch in playoffs, in my opinion.
And what about that movement from Kamoy?
Yeah, and so Kamoy's in, and this is probably the biggest story because Kamoy looked dead, right? Like, man, he hadn't had any finishes. He missed some opportunities to score points early on, but he gets 2 chokes. He capitalizes on his matches today, and now he moves into the 8th spot, and he's 4th. So he's going to the playoffs. So he's 4th on the blue team. He's going to the playoffs. What do you expect from Kamoy moving forward? Can he keep this momentum going, and can he continue to move up?
If Kamoy stays healthy, because that's one thing that he's had going for him. Usually the guys that are more explosive and stronger, they tend to be the ones that get hurt first, especially in this kind of format. But it seems like he's also durable, very durable. Mm-hmm. And while everybody else is crumbling physically, I think that's Kamoy's chance to climb up the ranks. The only problem I have with Kamoy is he's reluctant to really change up his strategy. I feel like when we saw Kamoy on his back, we got to see a different Kamoy, and I was like, so he's got a whole bunch of other moves that he's just not showing us. So I would like to see, what else Kamoy has to offer.
Right. We haven't gotten a chance to see Kamoy's full game. So, right, I really liked that he was very one-sided during that match and was going after the arm triangle and then, switch off. So when he changes up his strategy, I think he opens up more possibilities. So that's what I want to see from Kamoy. So what is Elijah's record now? We were talking about at the end of last time.
Elijah he's past 30. He's 31-0 in the PGF. Wow. And that's a record that'll never be broken. I really want to say, Elijah, I don't have this power, but you're the first guy into the PGF Hall of Fame. Whenever we create the PGF Hall of Fame, you will be the first inductee.
He's got my vote.
He's Will Chamberlain.
If I have a vote, I don't.
Evans the Detroit Pistons. Hacking everybody.
All right, now we are at the time where we pick the match of the night. And this segment is brought to you by Dr. Michael Cantrell. He's an orthopedic surgeon in Huntsville, Alabama. So what about it, guys?
It's got to be Evan versus Kevin. I mean, the pre-fight interview was awesome with Evan saying, like, hey, this is the strategy I'm going to use to try and beat Kevin. Kevin, though, gets a great takedown, takes the back early. Both guys end up in good offensive positions. And, I mean, Joe, how many more seconds did Evan need to finish that arm triangle?
To be honest with you, he needed an hour and 11 minutes.
You've been there, huh?
Yeah, I don't think Kevin was going to go out. I think he would have just continued on the same kind of defensive
pace. But Evan was getting great looks on that arm triangle, so I could be wrong. It could have been maybe another minute, maybe another 2.
So Evan came in with the mindset, I beat him once. I wonder if that was what he beat him with.
Well, look, Joe, this is also a different Kevin than you fought. This Kevin is not capable of going an hour and 10 minutes with you.
Yeah,
he might not even be able to go 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's struggling with 6 minutes, which is really out of character for Kevin. He's usually a machine. I mean, we nicknamed him the Liquid Terminator because he just keeps coming, But yeah, that does play a big factor, Matt. I think you're right. Maybe that Kevin could have been submitted. Maybe.
So previewing next week, man, there's some really good matchups. The one I'm really looking forward to is, Hunter Colvin versus Jake Elkins. 2 top 4 guys. I mean, Hunter needs the 6 points to keep pace with Elijah. But, Jake Elkins with an upset's right back in that title contention.
I'm looking at this Jake Elkins and Kamoy Anderson fight. I think it's going to be like, when you watch those National Geographic shows and you see like the bears fighting, I think that's what's going to be like.
I agree with. I think that Jake Elkins versus Hunter Colvin would be the match to watch because Jake's been knocking at that, at the number 1 and 2 spot, and this would be a good opportunity for him to showcase that he should be number 1 or number 2.
Well, last thing I want to talk about is Evan Stapler next week because he does have the match against Justin Williams, who's at the bottom for the blue team. He has to, right? Like Evan Stapler, to prove he's a contender this season, he has to get max out points next week, correct?
Yeah, he's also got Grayson and Justin, right?
Yeah, and Justin's been really quick to tap. Like the longer this season goes, it just seems like he's just a cash cow in my opinion.
Well, we're gonna find out if Evan Stapler is a contender next week, or if he's had some awesome upsets and he's got some moments that he should be really proud of, but he's not finishing in the top 8 of the PGF.
Give me some of that.